And we're live.
Hello.
Hey, we're here live with the Zelda Where You're Zelda.
The Zelda Where You're Zelda.
This, normal people would call The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom the first Zelda game where you are Zelda. But because I have a sickness, I have to acknowledge it as the second Zelda game where you're Zelda. The first one, of course, being Zelda the Wand of Gamelon for the Philips CD Interactive.
And that people are forgetting that is malpractice.
I think there's a lot of people out there that claim to be real fans of Zelda, not fake fans, but yet I keep hearing people not talking about Zelda the Wand of Gamelon, and I'm wondering why that is.
Now, is the implication of that title that Zelda herself is the Wand of Gamelon?
No. It's Zelda. It's Zelda because you're Zelda. Just like the counterpart, the companion game released at the same time was Link: The Faces of Evil, where you play as Link, and that started
Is Link the Faces of Evil?
That started the series trope where the game would always be named after who you played as.
Well, that's exactly what I wanted to talk about today, without even knowing that we were going to be talking about the CDI. That this game should be called Link.
It should be called The Legend of Link. Yeah,
this should be called The Legend of Link: Echoes of Wisdom.
Yeah, I don't think you're the first person to say that.
I'm happy. This is, by the way, basically the first time I'm hearing of this game.
Oh my god!
I heard about it when it launched.
Sorry, I heard about it when it launched. I forgot you don't start at a title screen if you haven't played the game. I would start on a fresh profile. So this is actually the opening of the game.
I heard it when this game was announced. I saw like a 30-second thing about it, and then I didn't hear about it again until it was out.
Cloaked Hero. Oh my god!
I don't see anything. Whatever you're seeing, I don't.
Oh, that's
because I have
shit. wait.
No. It's there. It's there.
Oh, okay.
I just have to restart Twitch because it was.
No. I'll share my screen with you.
Oh, that. Oh,
yeah,
I meant
sorry.
that the Twitch was saying that we were offline, but it's just because you quickly went off and came back.
Share
and Twitch
my
doesn't know how to deal with that.
OBS virtual camera, I think, should be good.
OBS.
Ew.
No.
Wait.
It's not good.
Wait.
Okay.
What about now?
No.
No.
It's
okay.
No.
Oh, hang on. Start virtual camera. Bet it works now. Yeah,
now
that's what I thought, motherfucker. Let's get into it. People don't bring this up that often, but I'm here to bring it up, Keith. The icon options on the Switch for Switch profiles, it's inadequate. I created this one for Cheryl.
You can
earlier today. I almost named it Cheryl with a D because that was how my daughter used to say Cheryl at first, and I thought that was funny. Anyways, I was thinking, who does Cheryl like in Zelda? She likes Sheik. And there's no Sheik icon. Okay. Her favorite icon, her favorite character from Breath of the Wild is that big shark himbo. That's the only character from Breath of the Wild who doesn't have an icon.
That's crazy because that's a fan favorite character. My favorite character is the bird, so I saw the bird and was happy.
Sure. I think that's like her second favorite.
Yeah.
But, so it's not a problem. I'm just annoyed. Check out this for a title screen, though, huh? Peaceful.
Yeah, sure. Hey, can I be honest with you up front here?
Okay.
The art style for this and for A Link to the Past, is that what what the last one was called?
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening. Was it? There's. Anyway, this toy thing, I don't like it.
This one is less. I know you're on record as that. I think that's really a shame because it's so obviously wonderful, and I just feel
Link's Awakening is my favorite Zelda game that isn't Breath of the Wild. And the art style is such a turnoff for me that I have not even thought about trying it.
It's so good.
Because here's the thing. Link's Awakening DX for the Game Boy exists and is extremely accessible. I could play it on a handful of devices in my house if I wanted to. And why would I play the one that looks stupid?
It doesn't look stupid. It looks great.
It looks stupid.
Doesn't look stupid. I remember when it first came out, you got all hot under the collar about the idea that they only made it look like that to sell toys, but then they didn't sell any toys. So are you satisfied?
It's not my fault that Nintendo is bad at business.
Because we've been playing, so we're starting here. Because we've been playing this new Zelda game with the same art style, made me think about Link's Awakening. I'd actually just been thinking about Link's Awakening generally, and then this game came out, and I was like, great, now I can have the same art style without having to replay a game I already played. But Cheryl's been playing Link's Awakening, and it's undeniable. That game fucking slaps. That's easily one of the best Zelda games.
The original Link's Awakening.
I've only meaningfully put time into the remake.
Okay.
And I mean this for both of them, but I'm just saying, Link's Awakening is really good.
I've been saying it. I have abnormally low opinions on the first 3 Zelda games. I guess not abnormally low on the second Zelda game.
Link's Awakening, the first Zelda to feature jumping, and now we just have a full-on jump button.
Yeah.
No more feather required.
Hey, I thought you played as Zelda in this one. What the fucking hell is happening?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, because I don't even know who this is. They're wearing a cloak. I can't even tell the identity of this person.
They do fucking sell Link's Awakening toys, so there you go.
What are you talking about?
They have it right here. Nintendo Amiibo, Link, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening.
That's just one Amiibo. They sell Amiibos of everything.
Yeah, but they made one that looks like a toy to sell to kids. Okay, they also have
That's so
Link and Princess building block kits. Breath of the Wild. It says Breath of the Wild, but it looks like Link's Awakening.
Has it not occurred to you that they made it look very simple and cutesy because it was a Game Boy game that looked very simple and cutesy? Like, Link's Awakening Game Boy Link, cutest Link. Cutest, most chibi Link. So it would not be appropriate for them to make a remake where Link is not a cute little chibi guy. Right?
I don't know.
I think you're cutting off your nose to spite your face by not playing this Link's Awakening remake. It's so good.
But I would just play the original one.
Nice thing about the remake though is that it gives you a dedicated sword and shield button and then 2 more item slots, unlike the original game, which only gave you 2 item slots and you had to fit the sword and shield in there with all your other shit.
True.
So like you couldn't jump, swing, and block with one setup. You had to cycle.
Yeah, this is why I play with no shield, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is in line with the Zelda remakes for Ocarina and Majora's Mask, which, like, I think fix that game's, like, tricky item switching problem.
Fake problem that it barely alleviates.
No, it totally alleviates it. You just put on the touchscreen, switch item.
There's just the iron boots was really the only thing that was annoying, I think.
That was the worst one, but yeah, and it just gives you that as a different button. It has its own button.
Touchscreen button though, who needs it?
Look, we spend literally all day using touchscreen buttons. I'm not going to talk shit on a touchscreen button.
And I'm mad about it.
Yeah, you want to go back to a physical keyboard? You want to get a BlackBerry, you fucking idiot?
Yeah, I do actually.
No,
I want to go back to T9. I'm going to type with just the 9 buttons.
For so many years, people bemoaned the loss of the physical keyboard on phones. And I'm like, and I mean like BlackBerry and like
I know this guy.
The Palm Trio or whatever. Those people were wrong from day one. Those keyboards always sucked, and the touchscreen was instantly better. Yeah, how did people not see this?
The first smartphone I ever had, which was also my only non-iPhone smartphone. Yeah. Oh my God, it is Link.
Yeah,
you were
Link.
right. Oh my God,
I was right.
Shit.
I could tell. Look, he had a sword and everything.
I felt like the jury was out. Yeah.
Wow, you're not even good.
My first smartphone was a Droid. It was a Droid 3, I think, which was one of the most popular early Android phones.
Right.
And why I did it was because it had a slide-out physical keyboard, and I was not ready to let go of that keyboard, that physical keyboard, so I got the Droid 3, and I got exactly what I deserved. It was a terrible phone that had no power, and the keyboard was, like, worse than not having a keyboard. It was, like, unusable, and also the touchscreen was terrible. Like, everything about the phone sucked ass, and so I learned my lesson, just got an iPhone 5 next year.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I had an iPod Touch.
Yeah.
And a flip phone, and I was like, "Yep, this thing works for typing." I was doing T9 to text and using the on-screen keyboard for the virtual keyboard for like searching for music and browsing the web. And
I killed
like,
Ganon.
"Yep, this is immediately perfect."
I killed Ganon, but he seemed happy about it.
No, that wasn't Ganon. That was some pig man.
Keith, Ganon,
You said Ganon, are you
is
thinking
a pig
pig
man.
man?
Ganon is a pig man. Not like Ganondorf, who's a man. A dwarf man. Now I got to waggle.
No, you're saying Ganon and Pigman. I guess I don't get it. Ganon that's just that guy.
Ganon is a pig man. I guess someone's never gotten to the end of Ocarina of Time.
Actually, it's true.
Sad.
I didn't like Ocarina of Time until the remake. It's the only time that's ever been true.
That's so strange because I think that is such a like wet fart of a remake. It's like there's nothing good about it except they added
it's
two
just the same
touchscreen
game.
buttons. Well, yeah, but it's the same game, but they did that thing where like they updated
Remastered.
every texture and like some of the models, but like not enough to actually make them look good, just enough for them to look different. And so you're like, why did you?
Sure.
Why?
Well, I had no affinity for the original game, despite owning it, because it was too hard and scary when I was 6. And then every time I tried to replay it, I was like, this game is too old to be fun. So I didn't
This
care
game won't
about
be
the
good
whatever.
again until it has a touchscreen on the controller.
Yes, and I know that's odd, but it is true. Normally I'm only I guess on any given day I'm either one turn of the dial more or less against remakes and remasters than you are, which is fairly against.
This might have been from your a brief phase of your childhood that maybe you memory hold, but I distinctly remember this time when we were like at GameStop and you saw Star Wars Obi-Wan for the Xbox in a bargain bin, and you were like, "Oh, Star Wars Obi-Wan! I wish I still had that game." And I was like, "Oh well, here it is. It's only a few dollars. Why don't you get it?" And you were like, "No, I don't play old games." And I was like, "Well, Keith, you're not gonna find a new copy. It's a really old game." You're like, "Oh no, it's not about being used. It's just like too old to play." And I was like, "I don't get it."
You've brought this up before, and I don't remember it. I have no memory of that. And it seems like such a weird... The only thing... And this is only now occurring to me, the 5th time you've told me this story about something that I said. I wonder if I was being descriptive, saying, like, I don't make time to go back to play old games, and not, like, I won't play a game because it's old. Maybe that's what I was... Because I don't remember a time where I wasn't going back to playing old games. I started... playing old games. Like, all my early video games were like NES and Genesis emulators.
That's why I'm wondering if this was like, kids will feel like they've gone through an entire phase of their life and it's actually only like 2 weeks. Like when I was like in elementary school, I decided like pooping was too much of a hassle, and I was like, I'm just not gonna do that anymore. And in my memory, I was like,
possible.
In my memory, it was like I went 3 months without pooping, but it's like that's not. There's no fucking way that
probably
happened.
didn't. You probably didn't even go a week without pooping.
No, probably not. It was probably like 3 days.
And then you got sick. By the way, and this happened in your childhood, and probably only 5 or 7 years later, you try to tell your family, I think I'm autistic, and they were like, no, that's insane. Little did they know you tried to stop pooping because it was too much of a hassle.
I don't think that ever happened. That was, I think that was just Aunt Linda laughed at the very idea of inquiring after whether or not I'm autistic or something. You know, just the first of many instances of our medical professional aunt being extremely unhelpful when it comes to issues of health.
Yeah.
Now, the princess was kidnapped, but now she back. Everyone happy. But these big purple rifts have not gone away. Let's go speak with the king, our father. And I had forgotten that the Link's Awakening remake did this. But it drives me crazy. Both these games have that fucking thing where like the frame rate is worse when you play it on the TV, even though the Switch clocks up when you're playing on the TV.
Yeah, that's weird.
But it also renders at 1080 instead of 720. I thought maybe if I set the Switch to output at 720, it would fix that, but no, I guess it just internally renders at 1080 and then scales it down. So it does not fix the frame rate. Here's Impa.
They should make another Switch.
They probably should make another Switch. And I've been saying that for years.
Do you know what the problem is?
Too hard to fit a computer in that little baby.
It's actually really not. It's actually not a problem at all.
Oh. Okay.
Well, let's do this little play. Let's
I love
watch them do their little play.
This is the king, and we're introduced here to the king's two advisors, which are General Right and Minister Left.
Oh, at least it's not Minister Wrong. That would be deeply troubling.
Oh, I love that guy's voice. We should all start endeavoring to go through our lives only talking the way people in old video games like this talk, with just like short clipped vocalizations that aren't real words.
Yeah. And we're going to do that for the rest of the stream.
Oh. Sorry, I've moved on to a new phase of my childhood, and I've decided now I'm only going to talk in Star Fox language. So
I'm going to do the same thing, but with your classic bleeps and bloops.
See, now that I don't get. I don't know what that is at all.
That's 1,000 different games do that.
Okay, rifts have been
things are
appearing for a
turning
long
dark.
time. Children are being kidnapped. People have to contend with their grief. This sounds like a bummer.
This guy should step down as king.
I think so. And I'm not I'm not just saying that because I'm next in line for the throne.
I think we should step down too.
Oh. Well, why are you getting that's getting a little hasty.
No, I think that we should kill the Hyrulean monarchy. I think if Link was a real hero, that's what he'd be doing.
But then who would Link save?
Well, it solves the whole problem. He wouldn't have to save anybody. If there's no princess, then there's no princess to save.
But
then disaster can stop befalling
But
Hyrule.
then if there's no hero to heroically save them, then there's no hero
Yeah, who cares?
to swell our hearts and give us courage.
We don't need courage because the princess doesn't get kidnapped.
Okay, well, in that
And then
case,
Link can just be a guy and it can be a farming game.
Well, in that case, I'm voting for General Wright. I think he's got some sound policies.
I'm voting for Minister Wrong. I think that she'll drain the swamp.
She was driven out of politics years ago.
In a little car.
It's like a Pope mobile.
Yeah. In a cute little car. Little chibi car. No. Do you know what it is about this art style? I really...
It's too adorable. It's too appealing. There's not enough wrong with it.
No.
Okay.
It's not just that they're giving it this little toy design to everything, but they've done like a tilt shift effect to the camera.
How do you not like that? It's so fun.
The blur, because everything's so blurry.
But it's only on the edges. And it's
Well, it's
not
like the
even
whole
happening almost at all right now.
Right, well, that's why I was thinking about it, because it's not really as visible here as it is outside when the camera's pulled further out. And you just get like these horrible little plasticky trees that are also all blurry.
They're only blurry on the edges. Oh my god,
this guy just hit his daughter. This guy just fucking hit
I think it was
his own daughter.
I think it was to save her from the evil
There's
Rift.
no excuse.
A real father would have let his daughter succumb to the darkness.
Oh no. Now Minister Left has really become Minister Wrong.
Hmm. Lock up the princess.
Garrulous Model says, don't show Keith Thomas the tank engine, he'll go ballistic. That one's actually made with toys, so it's real. It's different.
Sad.
Wow. I think the rest of the game should be a live in the dungeon simulator.
I think she should just
that's a
sit
great
here and
idea for
think
a
about
game.
what she's done.
Do you want to make a game? Do you want to make a life in the dungeon simulator?
That sounds easy.
Yeah, it does. That's why it's a good idea.
Pretty fucked up when the princess can be the cause of all the kingdom's problems.
I can't believe these guards fell for it.
Oh. What has happened?
What happened to Link again? What was going on there?
He fell into one of those purple rifts.
Did he come back out evil?
Not that we saw.
Right. But he would have.
Maybe further into the game. Who could say?
My name's Try.
It's like Triforce. It's not a modern Zelda game if we don't invent a new guy to follow you around.
Yeah.
And your name has to be
Look,
Zelda.
you can even see the pieces of the Triforce there.
Your name has to be Zelda, because if your name's not Zelda, then it's not The Legend of Zelda. Link can be named anything, so he's not in the title.
But they tend to call him Link.
Yeah, what was the... Here's a question. What was the first Zelda game that acknowledged Link as being named Link?
2?
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay,
I mean, it would have...
That's true.
Link's Awakening is 4, so it's got to be between 2 and 4, because it wasn't 1.
But even in those games, you could just name yourself something else.
Oh, but that's different.
So I guess it's not even true that they couldn't call it that if you changed your name, because they've been doing that for years.
Does anybody in the chat have an answer to that?
Garrulous Monolith just agreed with you about 2.
To The Adventure of Link. Yeah, okay. I forgot that it was even called that. I just had a gut feeling that it was 2.
Yeah, it's literally called The Adventure of Link, yeah. The Adventure of Link, then Link's Awakening, and then in between that there was A Link to the Past. So there's actually 3 games in a row that all had Link in the title.
I thought, no, Link to the Past is the one that's in between. Link's Awakening is 4th.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. I thought you said...
Keith, I don't get things wrong about Zelda, okay?
Okay. I just thought what you said was Adventures of Link, Link's Awakening, A Link to the Past.
Yeah, you thought that.
I thought that.
That's not correct.
And if any of the chat heard it the way that I heard it, I'd be curious to know.
I said there was Adventure of Link, I said there was Link's Awakening, and I said in between those...
Okay.
Gosh darn it.
I will put away my murdering swords.
I'm all steamed up now. You got me steamed. And now, did the intro of this game take longer than I thought it was going to? Yes, of course it did. But how would we know how she got this staff?
Oh, the tri-rod. You can see that there's only 2. It's called the tri-rod, but there's only 2 bits.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there should be a 3rd bit there.
Yeah, there should be a 3rd bit.
Once again, I am hireable.
Yeah.
I've said
Sega's loss could be Nintendo's gain.
Yeah, Sega's Nintendo what? Sega don't.
What was Brad Shoemaker's thing? He said when he was a kid he thought they should do what Nintendo is what Genesis isn't. So in this game, when things sparkle like this, I can go up to it and I can learn table. I have learned table now. I know it. I know table very well. And now I can make a table.
Do you want to know the one thing that I've learned about this game?
That you can make table?
That the best echo is the bed.
Yeah, I mean, that's obvious.
Well, I didn't even know what an echo was when I learned that.
But it's the bed. It's definitely the bed. Oh.
Yeah.
I can make 3 things represented by the 3 triangles behind try. And now I know what you're thinking. Triforce, that's 3. Try, that's 3 again. It's called the tri-rod. So I bet you're always limited to 3. But no, actually, he can get more triangles.
Oh, okay.
I have 4 triangles in my main file. The beds are great because they're
heal you?
They're half a block tall, so you can jump on them. They heal you if you sleep in them. And also they're 2 blocks long, so you can stack them like a staircase.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
I mean, obviously the thing about Sega is that Sega needs me to fix Sonic. They can't do it without me.
Right, yeah.
And they've proven this.
They've proven that, yeah. Well, they need someone because they had the people who made Sonic Mania and they did great.
They need someone, but they haven't done a good job at getting those someones.
Right.
And so I'm putting it out there.
Get out of here. You can't see me.
Oh, he can't see you. They have these helmets on so they can't see up.
They can't see up. That's the whole point of the helmet. It's like a horse's blinders. They don't need to look up there.
That's the whole
nothing
point
for
of
them
the
up there. Yeah.
It's to keep them focused, you're saying.
Yeah. It's like if they can look up, they get distracted, they get spooked. You want to eyes on the ground.
J-Hawk says 1, 2, 3, 3 forces. There they are. The trouble is, Nintendo doesn't actually seem to need me, but
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, they don't need you.
I'd still be of use.
Maybe.
Sega. Star Wars.
Yeah, those, they need your help.
Halo.
Yeah,
They need me.
they need you. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to drop the pot on his head.
The sounds distract them.
Yeah, but why not just clobber him?
I could try.
They're
it.
just cops.
Oop.
I think
I'm
that
willing
this-
to try
I think that you
anything
should
once.
Wow,
Well, there
it
you
didn't,
go.
it didn't
Whoop.
work. They should obviously this is a inherently misogynistic game because they don't let Zelda kill like Link can kill.
Well, she gets a little bit.
Okay, she can kill the monsters.
You get like a depletable meter that lets you temporarily transform into essentially Link. So you do get to be.
So you have to literally become a man in order to be allowed to kill?
She does not become a man. She puts on a pointy green hat. So it's the pointy green hat that lets you murder, it would seem.
No, because not all Link has that hat.
Well, maybe in some maybe in some Zelda timelines that I'm not aware of. I've never heard of that.
I'm just saying that it's sexist to not allow Zelda to kill.
Yeah, but she does though, right?
Comedically.
She's got a great 5-minute chunk.
Yeah. I've talked about this on Friends at the Table, but I'm going to talk about it to you because you'll know what I'm referencing. Probably,
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
I think we listened to this together.
Uh-oh.
Do you remember Eugene Merman's old stand-up albums?
I definitely know Eugene Merman and some of his stand-up bits. Yeah, sure.
On one of his albums that we would have listened to like 12 years ago, he gets up to the mic and he goes, "Get ready, I'm about to start killing."
Yeah.
And I've always loved the intonation to that. And for some reason, what?
It never occurred to me
just
now that he meant, well,
comedically killing.
That maybe he meant comedically
killing. Or at least meant it as a pun. I always understood it as basically a random like getting up to the mic and being like, there's a crowd of people in front of me, I'm going to warn them.
My murders are about to begin.
Yes, right. I always took it as my murders are about to begin. I'm glad that we both understood it as my murders are about to begin, because it only occurred to me years and years later that he probably was relying on the double entendre of killing comedically. But yeah, I think about that all the time. All the time I hear Eugene Merman in my head going, "Get ready, I'm about to start killing."
Sure. I forget where I heard this from. It was years and years ago. They said, like, if you look at like the comedy culture in like any place around the world in any language, usually they'll have a euphemism for doing really badly that is like dying. Like everyone always says that, like
bombing.
You bomb on stage, you died. You know, people say that in America also, but it's only in America that when you do really well on stage, they call it killing.
That's funny.
America's the only place where if you're not dying, you're killing. That's not a log, it's a book.
It's very adversarial. Kill or be killed.
I made a joke about a log. I don't think you were listening. It was really funny. It would have killed.
Tell me about the log.
Yeah, it was really funny. They said I found a log, but it was just a book. Didn't look like a tree at all. See, I told you. I've got the hood on as a disguise, so no one can tell that I'm Zelda. And I've got this potted shrub.
Yeah, Impa gets to kill. Theofox says, oh, Impa gets to kill, I see. Impa gets to kill. She's an old woman, and, you know, old women are you know, defeminized by society. And by being defeminized and desexualized, Impa no longer has whatever prevents them from letting women kill. This is further misogyny.
Again, Zelda can kill. Well, I
Only
mean,
if she dresses up like a boy.
She's killing indirectly the whole game. First of all.
How?
Because in this game, every enemy you defeat...
Every time she casts an echo, it kills a random person like the box.
Oh, wait, I have the bed. Okay, sorry. Okay, here, this is the area, I guess, where they visually explain to you the utility of the bed.
The utility of the bed.
The utility of the bed.
The utility of the bed. Wow, look how useful.
Ah, I'm stuck. Wow, I loved that. Oh, but what I was saying is, in this game, every enemy you kill, once you kill an enemy for the first time, you can learn that enemy, and then you can summon it as your thrall to do the killing for you.
Yeah.
And you very quickly have like an
so
enormous, you have
know.
an enormous menagerie of
You don't want
monsters.
those 3 rupees down there?
What the fuck? They were a little beneath me.
They were a little beneath you.
Oh wow, first ever rupee. I didn't even realize I was
First ever rupee.
first one. But you know, you're right. Nintendo's
Totally
definitely
right.
sexist about Zelda. I think it gets exacerbated by this thing that a lot of it seems to be part of Nintendo's development culture, where it's like they're just not into the idea of having 2 different characters do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like they would just be like, no, Link is the sword guy. We already have a sword guy. It's Link. It'd be like, well, some people would like it if Zelda could have a sword. It's like, but that doesn't make any sense. That would just
There's
be...
already a sword guy.
There's already a sword guy. They almost treat them... I was thinking about this. They almost treat them like Greek gods. Where, like, if you're asking for a Zelda game starring...
They're iconic.
Starring Zelda, it'd be like you're asking Athena to play the role of Ares. It's like,
Now,
well, that
of
doesn't
course-
make any sense. Athena is totally different from Ares.
Yeah. Of course, there are multiple Greek gods with swords that kill people.
Kind of a lot of them, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of those.
And probably
Once you get into the demigods, almost all the demigods are
probably
out there killing people with
the
swords.
ones that don't have swords, they're just, they're an arm's grasp away from having one and using it. So I do, on some level, understand their impetus to say, well, if a game stars Zelda, it has to be meaningfully distinct from the game starring Link. Or otherwise, that was like a waste of, I don't know, art or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think this game is malicious.
But it does get very funny when you consider how often they have displayed a total willingness to just make the exact same game starring Link over and over again.
Right.
So it becomes weird when they're like, oh, we can make 100 carbon copies of this thing, but we couldn't possibly change the gender of the main character.
Right.
That's against our
Especially
aesthetics.
a main character whose gender was initially ambiguous.
Sure. I guess.
Well, no, that's true.
Whose gender was ambiguous?
The main character of the first Zelda game.
Link?
No, it wasn't Link.
The main character.
It was the hero of that game.
But, well, I mean...
That character was maybe going to be a girl, is what I always heard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then became Link.
Sure. I've heard a lot of things about the original Zelda, so I don't recall hearing that, but I'm sure I heard it at some point. How do I kill you? What's Oh. Hey, check this out. See? Watch. Zelda has killed.
Zelda has killed.
And she'll kill
See, I
again.
thought that wasn't going to work because you threw something at that other guy and it didn't do anything. It just bonked him.
Well, that guy had a big, strong helmet on.
I mean, you can classically bonk a helmet.
And
it's one of the famous things.
It was a pot, though. A helmet,
yeah.
I mean, if there's anything a helmet could stand up to, it's probably having a clay pot smashed on your head.
Yeah, sure.
Echo monsters. So this menu here, I'll say this is the worst thing about the whole game. I think this is straight out of like Breath of the Wild. This is like how the sword selecting thing is. And that gets unwieldy after a number of hours when you have lots of swords.
Sucks. Yes, it's terrible.
As you can see here, I've been playing for 10 minutes. I already have 8 things. And, you know, and you don't slow down learning new things.
It's not just the sword menu, it's the shield menu, the bow menu, and
Murder him. Yeah.
And also the like pick what to attach to an arrow menu or pick what to throw menu, and it's just your entire inventory. And it's like there's, you know, well over 100 things in here. It's impossible to find anything. It's by far the worst thing in the whole game.
Ah!
Wow.
Ah! Slime so powerful. Wow, that's the burliest slime there's ever been.
Well, it never got hit. It was poor timing, I believe.
Whose side are you on here?
The slime. I've been paid by slime.
Big slime.
Yeah.
So Nickelodeon.
Yeah. It just seems so obvious to me that those menus could have like sub menus of like, hey, do you want like maybe by material or maybe by like
stack identical
like
items,
man-made like beds, boxes, vases, like all that stuff, pots, all in one menu, trees, rocks, all in another menu,
so we have
like enemies in another menu.
We have totally. We have like they could, and there's like there's at least 2 D-pad buttons that aren't used, I think. We do have a couple sort modes. We've got last used, most used, last learned, cost, and type. But like type always puts the monsters at the back. So if you're looking for a monster, you want to sort by type, you still have to scroll all the way to the back for the monsters. There's no way to like resort the type sort. And most used, it seems like only half accurate. Like my number 1 most used thing on my other file is the bed, which checks out. And the next one after that is like the monster I use the most. But then the one after that is like a monster I almost never use. And so it seems fake to me.
Huh.
Seems fake and made up. But you can do wonderful things with these beds.
Wow, big hit. They should add in an
Zelda's
announcement
a killer.
that says that. Wow, big hit. How good? How much would that add to the game?
That I think would make it better, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm having all these ideas. By the way, for the menu, just use the up and down on the D-pad to switch between layers of you know, man-made nature stuff and enemies.
Nature stuff, my favorite category.
Look, I'm an idea man. It's someone else's job to come up with what
Right.
nature stuff is.
Like leaves or some shit.
Well, no, because leaves would be just one entry in nature stuff.
Yeah.
The
that's what I'm
category.
saying.
The category. The category. Should drop it from above.
I already thought of that. You're not helping me with that because I already thought of it.
of that.
No.
I thought of that. I thought of that. Prove to me how you thought of that first. You can't.
Well, for one thing, I've already done it before in another game.
Wow, you've already done it before, and still I had to come up with the idea? Invent it?
It's a heart piece. It's a piece of heart. If anyone's not familiar with these, what it is it's 1/4 of a heart, and when you collect 4, it adds
it looks like a whole heart to
It
me.
adds a whole heart to your health meter. I hope that helps. In case anyone's not familiar with The Legend of Zelda.
So, you know, I like, I appreciate
Oh, we're down here.
the, like, the concept of, like, you don't have to solve every problem with a sword. You know what I mean? I like her little spin.
Yeah. So, you know, you got to give her something to chop grass with. Let's
Right.
not go crazy here.
But the problem that I'm seeing is that, like, the times where I would use a sword where you're not using a sword, you're like conjuring a slime or picking up and throwing a rock.
Yeah.
It just seems pointless. It just seems like it's not a fun solution to not be able to kill it with a sword, and so you should just maybe not even have those things there. I'm sure that stuff gets better later on, or at least more complicated, but like having some hopping slimes and you pick up a rock and throw it,
Sure.
seems weak.
Yeah, I mean, I think overall, I think this game is really good. I think most people will like it a lot.
Yeah.
I definitely think are some people that probably just won't be able to get past that thing of like, there's something so immediately satisfying and intuitive about just having a button to swing a sword and then it kills the slime that like it will just bother these people too much that there's like extra steps. But you know, I think it works.
I don't need there to be a sword. I just want there to be those kinds of encounters need to prove that they're more fun to have than to not have.
I see what you mean. I don't know why the warp points look like termite mounds, but they
look
do.
like little Korok things to me.
Korok things.
It's like little weird organic shapes with holes. It's Koroki to me.
Okay. I know all about waypoints. Jeez.
Someone in the chat said, "Do you walk past a chest? Do you walk past a chest?"
You did no. No, I didn't, and I'm gonna prove that by going all the way back, and looking at everything again a second time, so that we can confirm, obviously, that I didn't miss any chests.
Why can that cut grass but not hurt an enemy?
Enemies are stronger than grass. Thank
Yeah,
you
but
for
grass
asking.
is so light that in order to cut it like that,
Whoa!
the thing that has to be so sharp.
I know this guy.
That's
Hey.
an owl.
Yeah, he's not saying anything. Okay.
Yeah, because it's a
Ah!
decoration.
Look at this little hat here.
Oh, hey, we should put that on
Oh my
and
God.
kill.
Somebody who wears a green hat must live here. I don't know. Not looking so good for the chest person. It's before the village. Fake. What? Oh. It's all the way up there. No wonder I didn't see it.
Maybe this is a second chest.
I've got one of those helmets
trampoline.
on. Oh shit. Yeah, the trampoline was one of the few ones I missed when I was first here, so I
NB Plaid, is this the chest that you're talking about? Wow, and that was a big payday.
It was a big payday.
And now, why don't you apologize to NB Plaid for yelling and screaming at them?
No, I think the location of the chest proved that because I have one of those soldier helmets on, that makes me not look up. That's why I couldn't see it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, in real life.
Okay.
I'm wearing it right now, so I can't see the top of the screen. So if there's anything important at the top of the screen, no, it's to protect my head in case anyone throws a clay pot at me. So.
And is Cheryl? Do we need to have a talk with Cheryl?
Cheryl's at work, but we have a new roommate, and I don't know, they could be a pot thrower.
Okay, so Cheryl's not the pot thrower.
I gotta find some of those crows, because the crows are my guys.
There's a little bird up there. Does that help? That's not a crow.
These birds just leave when you get near them. They're just like, see ya. Just like a regular bird. People who play, Link's Awakening, Link to the Past, they might know those goddamn crows that sit up at the top of a tree and they swoop down and steal your rupees. But what if those crows could work for you?
Wow. I think you should do like a business seminar, and that can be your shtick.
Snake. Snake, 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 snake. Or rope.
Rope echo.
Rope. They shouldn't call him Rope unless you could really use him as Rope.
Can you not?
No, it's just a snake. Hey.
I wonder how I would feel if a Pokemon game came out with this art style. Maybe it's just something about Zelda that bugs me.
It feels so Game Boy to me. It feels really appropriate for a Game Boy.
It doesn't feel anything like Game Boy to me. There's nothing about this that says Game Boy to me.
It's the simple cute characters. Uh-oh, I'm hurt. We better take a nap. You can find a fancier, more comfortable bed later that heals you faster.
Wow.
But it's more expensive.
Garbage prison bed.
It's more expensive, though, which makes this garbage prison bed still the go-to for traversal.
Right.
And this guy's super helpful.
Ignazol.
Because he is fire.
Destroyer of worlds.
No, stop. Okay, we're not doing that.
My flames will ignite the world.
Yeah, it should sort itself out.
Oh, I'll sort it out. Sort it to ashes.
We probably didn't mention that Keith landed the Robotnik role. Keith is going to be the new voice of Dr. Robotnik.
I'd do it. Sega, call me. I'll be your ideas man and also your voice of Robotnik. Wouldn't that'd be a story, huh?
Sure.
An unpopular guy from YouTube with no development background is going to be our new consultant and voice of Robotnik.
Wow, it's all burned. What do you think? Oops.
I love it.
Oh, bottles. I know all about those.
Yeah, they hold stuff.
They only hold fairies in this game. because this game has a whole drink system. You can carry like 20 smoothies with you that can do all kinds of healing and buffing.
Finally,
things.
I think something that speaks to the actual experience of women.
right. Finally, she gets her Stanley sipper. She gets all her smoothies.
This song is great.
I think there's a lot of good,
Love the flute.
a lot of good Zelda music in here. Good renditions
Oh my
of
God, it's
classic
Ganon.
tunes.
Kyle, watch out! It's Ganon. That's the real Ganon.
That's not Ganon. That's
Pigman.
That's only a moblin.
No.
As we know, the Pigman controls lesser pigmen.
What makes them lesser, do you think?
Smaller, weaker, intellectually inferior.
Morally.
Morally.
Probably morally superior.
It's probably one of those things where you can't really say that they could have morals because they're so intellectually simple that it has yet to be proven that they actually could have morals or political beliefs of any kind.
Wow, you're sounding like Ganon to me.
Well, that's who I heard it from.
Okay.
How do I get this fairy? Oh, fairies will jump right into it. Okay, then.
Oh, fairies love to be in the jar.
They
Yes,
do.
every fairy is like, I'm just waiting for a hero to come around.
Yeah. It's only
put me in a jar.
It's only in Wind Waker that when you catch the fairy in a jar, they're visibly upset about it.
Gonna read the sign?
Huh? What could a sign say?
Southern Prairie, Southern Ruins.
We're going this way. Oh no. We
Oh, no,
wanted to
it's
go in that
blocked.
house, but that house is half not a house anymore.
Oh yeah, maybe the fairies just like Zelda more than Link.
That makes sense.
They can tell he has a soul that's been tainted by
Bloodshed.
gallons of blood.
Yeah.
Do you think it's sad that Link's gonna go to hell when he dies?
Well, I think that's what makes him a hero is that he knows that his
He's
actions will
sacrificing his mortal soul.
his actions will damn him for eternity, but he does it for the good of all,
Yeah.
so that they don't have to go to hell. Kind of the same thing for Mario, but Luigi is actually stoked about it. He actually wanted to go to hell.
Yeah. Yeah, Luigi loves hell. He has friends there. They treat him slightly better than Mario does.
Oh, hey!
Wow, you took that meat right from him.
No. I just learned it.
Oh, you just learned that meat right from him.
Get him! Get him! Get him! Oh,
No,
don't
he's hungry.
Come on!
They're allies in food.
Guys,
You can't make a meat because they'll just all pause to drink to eat the meat. The slime won't eat the meat.
Monster Fang. That's the source of all my bad smoothies that get mosaicked out.
Nice.
like in
That's my favorite
Breath of the
kind,
Wild.
actually.
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys who I only like jelly beans in the nasty flavors. You know how they make those jelly beans in nasty flavors?
Like vomit
Yeah.
and
Those
mud.
are the only kind that I even like.
There's really nowhere to go after vomit, though.
Piss.
All right.
Shit and
Okay,
piss.
you've proven me wrong.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Or you could have doubled down and said, no, actually vomit's worse than piss. Piss isn't that bad.
You know, I'm not even sure that that's wrong.
It is wrong.
Probably.
It's not wrong by a lot. They're close. I guess it depends on the character of the vomit.
But obviously shit is delicious.
The moral character. But obviously shit is delicious. Hey, by the way, if you're here watching us, why don't you go to contentburger.biz and subscribe to the Run Button Patreon? That's a great idea.
Snake.
You calling me a snake?
Snake. 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 3 snakes. 1, 2, 3. 3 snakes. There they are.
There they are.
Solid, liquid, and solidus. Oh. Yeah, I know this guy. I know all about this guy.
When you can, like, cast fire and throw it, or conjure a rock and then throw it, do you think it becomes arbitrary that you can't get an echo of, like, the spear and, like, use the spear? Doesn't it seem like a fake limitation?
That hadn't occurred to me. I think for obvious reasons.
What's the obvious reason?
Just that, like, you know, I know they just made this game to be different from most Zelda games, so I just didn't really inquire further beyond that.
I understand the limitations of your critical mind.
Yeah.
But do you have an answer?
It's against her aesthetics.
To have a spear?
Yeah, basically.
But it's not against her aesthetics to stack 3 beds
Nope.
to cross a river?
No, she loves that.
That doesn't feel arbitrary?
No, because as I've explained, beds are the best thing to stack for traversal, because they're long but jumpable.
Do you forget how to do?
What are we doing here? The mysterious rifts. Search for spots so you can enter the rift. Oh, where the heck would that be? What the heck?
Haven't you done this?
Yeah, but that was days ago, Keith. Days ago. The spin does make you go a little bit faster. Clearly, people at Nintendo are dedicated to the simple joy of the go faster button.
Hey, wait, don't you want to do with that thing?
I already did.
Did you? It wasn't glowing.
Well, I'll double check it, but I'm pretty sure you're wrong, Keith. Just like that person was wrong about that chest.
Just so that you know, it sounds like you're clipping a little bit to me. So I would double check that you're not clipping. It could just be Discord.
Well, of course I'm clipping, Keith. I'll just have to turn myself down.
It seems bad that you didn't know you were clipping.
Well, but you told me.
It's just been inconsistent, but prevalent throughout. And I thought that it was Discord for a while until it started getting really bad.
No.
Maybe the mic slowly drifted towards your face. And so you got louder over time.
Maybe I just got louder. All right, well, instead of going into this mysterious rift, let's all go backwards to check the thing for Keith so that he can see that obviously it was already touched. As you can see, it's gold there. So we already had that one.
Yeah. And it was stupid of me to think that I could tell if it was engaged or disengaged simply by looking at it.
Right.
Obviously, I couldn't.
Right, because you've never played this game, you don't know anything about it. I'm an expert. I paid for it with my money, and so you shouldn't be questioning me.
This thing looks like a bad Pokemon, like a modern era. It looks like the Bell Pokemon.
It's and just like those modern Pokemon, it's a modern Nintendo character. Every Zelda game needs to have a weird little guy who doesn't fit the aesthetic of the series and that you wish would go away. It's not a Zelda game anymore if it doesn't have that.
Breath of the Wild doesn't have that.
Well, good. I guess that's why it's a good game.
Yeah.
This is a cameo from the mother from Bob's Burgers.
Wow,
we're special.
Thank God.
Princess,
so I don't have to worry
guess.
about this.
Yeah.
I can just leave Still World and go live my life. Oh, I love floral nectar.
Floral nectar, common smoothie ingredient.
One thing I have in common with bees. One of several things that I have in common with bees.
What are the other things?
Body not suited to flight, to mechanical flight.
But still flying.
But still flying.
Snake, snake, snake.
And I do have like a complex series of dances that I do to give people directions.
And just like bees, humans can't understand the dances. What? Oh. Snake, snake, snake.
Why do they blink? Is it just to show you which one will disappear?
Yeah, that's the one that will disappear if you summon something new.
Okay. Ooh.
Ah.
It had a bag. It had a fashionable bag. Oh no, it's Monster Guts!
Monster Guts.
I thought it was a fashionable bag.
Oh, it's Monster Guts. In this Hyrule, even Monster Guts are adorable. There's a long history of adorable chibi Zelda games. I don't like you coming in here and trying to act like that's not the case. Seems wrong to me.
Chibi isn't good by default or bad by default.
I never said that it was.
If there's a...
No, my fairy!
Oh no, you just got...
Hey, that didn't hurt.
It didn't hurt.
Oh my god! I've been using so many beds where I could have been using trampolines. Snake, snake, snake.
That's how they should say Snake's name when he dies in Metal Gear Solid.
Snake, snake, snake.
Snake, snake, snake.
That's Minister Left. Oop, 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 oop. This is where I was trapped not long ago. Oh, hey. It's a big rock. Pretty big rock, huh?
Pretty big rock. This is a PBR if I've ever seen one.
Mm-hmm. Oh. It sounds like you just did a big stretch.
I did a big stretch. Yeah, rocks do
Wow.
that to me. Big rocks do that to me.
Oh, yeah? Well, here's what I do to big rocks.
Whoa.
I move them with magic.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I would do this to Ganon. That's how I would get rid of Ganon.
Ooh. I'll have to try that next time I see him.
Yeah, if they don't let you do that, it's a fake game.
Whoop.
Wait, there's stuff. Go.
I don't care about any of that stuff. I want to get in here.
Okay.
Look at this spider.
Don't you want to learn Spider?
I'm gonna learn spider.
Oh, you can learn it after it's dead. You don't have to learn it while it's alive.
You have to learn it after it's dead. Can't learn it while it's alive. Now here's something that I didn't know about the spider doing that I saw only by watching a trailer for this
Ooh,
game.
can you make it make web?
Get... Do you go up now? Oh! I didn't know I could do that either.
Oh, but I just said.
That wasn't the thing I meant. I guess I was thinking of a different
That's
spider.
true. Robot Ghost says these spiders make this a strand-based game.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
this is in the Kojima
Second
lineage of strand games.
Second strand game.
Actually, I think that there might have been some other strand games in the mix.
That yarn-based tabletop railroad game you have, that's a strand game.
That's a strand game. Oh, Kirby's Epic Yarn. Obviously also a strand game.
Wow. Oh, I guess I don't have this power yet, but there's the like magic grab it and move it power. You also get the ability to like kind of do the reverse and like lock yourself on with its movement. And so there are some like enemies around that you can like summon and then you can attach yourself to them and they move you around. And I only learned that from trailers.
Wow. I love trailers.
What do you love about him?
Showing you all sorts of awesome stuff.
Shows you all the best parts of the movie before you watch it.
Yeah, and showing you, making sure that you're up to date on all the coming releases.
Sure.
I wanted to talk about Switch.
The Nintendo Switch?
The Nintendo Switch.
The one, the video game system I'm using right now to play this game?
The video game system, yes. Because earlier I said that they should make a Switch 2. And this is something people have been saying for a long time.
I've never heard that. I've never heard anyone say they want to Switch 2.
That's so funny because people have been saying Switch 2 and
isn't that
the Switch
weird?
Is underpowered
Isn't that weird? How like two people just by like running in different circles or like consuming different things that like one person could just never ever hear anything about anyone wanting a second Switch, and someone else could hear a different thing than that.
Well, when you're running in a circle like that, it's hard to take in news because you get dizzy.
You're so busy running.
Yeah, you're so busy running.
You gotta rehydrate.
Yeah. Now, we're all familiar with video game legend Gunpei Yokoi.
Of course.
And his...
he could make the hell out of a Switch 2, let me tell you.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that he would be like, why would we make a Switch 2? We already have a Switch 1. Because of his theory about like using old junky technology to make video games. He's like, you don't need to have good graphics to make or powerful systems to make good games, which is true.
Nintendo, the Switch really was still kind of that.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It always was that. The problem is that people refuse to make games that run well on it.
Yeah.
So it's not as much...
Even Nintendo, apparently. I just don't understand why people don't design within the constraints of the Switch, especially for games that are never going to be on another console. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't think I've encountered that many Switch exclusives that didn't run well.
I mean, we're talking about Zelda running all choppy on the TV mode.
That's true, but I think that's like...
And specifically, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom run pretty bad.
It's true. I wouldn't say they run bad, but you're right. They don't run like
they have a really inconsistent frame rate.
They don't run like they are custom tailored first party games.
Right.
For the company's own platform.
Yeah. And I think that it's been a long time benefit that people are willing to buy Nintendo consoles just to play Nintendo games on.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I guess I just think it's a shame that the reason people want to Switch 2 has really nothing to do, I think. Oh my god. It has very little to do with like the actual power of the Switch, and much more to do with that people keep making games that run like shit on it.
I think it's a little of both.
But if all the games ran perfectly, what's the point of a Switch 2?
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's why I think it's not as crazy to me that Switch 2 hasn't come out yet. The only thing to me that is like really a lost opportunity, a missed opportunity, I think, in the whole thing is that people were obsessed with the Switch and just wanted a second one that was more powerful. And instead of doing that, Nintendo let
release the OLED one with no real
but more specifically, Nintendo essentially sat back and allowed Valve and everyone else to eat their lunch, and there's now an entire like small industry of like powerful handhelds. And is every single person who owns a Steam Deck and a ROG Ally or whatever the fuck, are they all gonna go out and buy Switch 2s? Yes. But See, that was a thing I remembered. That took me forever last time. Because by the time I got to this room, I forgot about my grab stuff power. And then I was like, well, what do I do?
You forgot about the grab stuff power from just a room ago?
Yeah, I think I was probably running a circle or something. I was
running
distracted.
circles. Yeah.
I'm as excited for another Switch system as anybody. I have always felt, and to some extent still feel, that all the talk...
Are you still clipping, by the way?
You're the only person who can tell me that!
You have to look at your meters.
That the meters are on a completely different screen from where I'm looking. I have turned my gain down yet again.
Okay. And I'll just move a little bit back from the mic to compensate for your lower volume.
I can turn you down.
Nah, I was a little closer up on my mic anyway.
I actually am gonna turn you down because it's occurring to me now that this happens all the time where like I turn me down but not you and then you're too loud. Like compared to me. Look what you've done.
To pause.
Look,
you forgot to pause.
Look what you have caused me to do.
You forgot
through my
to pause.
own inaction.
Yes.
As I was trying to say until I was so rudely interrupted, is that I have always thought the complaints about the power of the Switch has always been like a little overblown. Like, or maybe even a lot overblown.
Well, we've talked about this, but I agree that people have been dying for Switch 2 for now multiple years, and it wasn't until the last year that I was like, okay, now I think it's time.
Yeah. Because, like, I think, like, some of the talk of it being underpowered was, like, more just that it was a portable system and people, like, the fact that you could plug it into a TV meant people wanted it to be as powerful as a home console. And, like, I don't think that's, like, a realistic expectation to have for a portable.
I mean, stuff has gotten really powerful and really small in the last couple of years.
But that also just means that the big stuff's even more powerful.
Yeah.
Though we have definitely like crested the hill on like the diminishing returns of like graphics cards and stuff where it's like it's just like the reason the Switch can even exist is because the difference in power between portable handhelds and like larger hardware is so much smaller than it used to be.
Yeah, I do think that one of the things that's so maddening about the like when people it's different when people want a new Switch than when people are like mad about how bad the Switch is, which I think is a very common and different mode. But a lot of that stuff is fed by oh hey look, it's good Link, definitely. He just needs a bath.
The person who fought that blue monster?
Wait, we don't know Link.
Oh no! Link, your eyes and your smoke, your purple smoke.
Your purple smoke.
Hang on, full name TBD says, but ray tracing, guys, isn't that exciting? So that's an interesting point we hadn't considered. That is how exciting ray tracing is.
God, ray tracing is such a miss. It sucks. It's like, who fucking cares? It's all of that stuff, a lot of the desire, especially the anger about not having a Switch 2 is like so influenced by like a fidelity arms race in non-portable and non-Nintendo hardware that is like deeply unhealthy, where like games look amazing but only on $2,000 graphics cards that no one has.
I would argue games look amazing on a wide variety of hardware, but there's just a hyper focus on the newest stuff to a degree that's insane.
A lot of the games, a lot of stuff is like taking for granted that you're going to turn on AI frame generation and super sampling.
Sure. And I will.
And I think that stuff like I will, but I don't like it, and I think it makes the games look bad. And it's like, it's been designed to be super sampled. And it's like, oh, this is a game that, like, in theory looks amazing, except that everything's blurry all the time. Anytime it moves, it's blurry.
Well, you just gotta turn off motion blur, buddy.
Oh, that's what it is. It's the motion blur. But yeah, like, I don't know. I keep seeing people be like, yeah, frame generation, it's getting so good. And I'm like, is it? I can't tell that it's getting good.
Well, I mean, frankly, I don't think I've ever... You know, people say all the time you really can't tell a difference with, like, the frame generation stuff and the super sampling, and honestly, I agree. I don't think I have meaningfully ever noticed, like, a difference with those things.
I mean, as someone who's played, 15 hours of Star Wars Outlaws on stream, I can tell you right now, I can tell a difference. That was effective.
Thanks, P-Hat. Oh, no!
Cabana says ray tracing is such a weird, nice-to-have rendering detail that's been sold as this huge feature for years. Yeah, ray tracing is so weird because it's like, it's depending on the game.
To me, ray tracing is like the complete inversion of super sampling, where it's like, it's the exact opposite. Instead of seeming like free performance, it seems almost like free performance hindrance. Like the game doesn't actually look better at all, but the frame rate is like half.
I think that any given game at any given moment can look somewhere between 5% better or 5% worse with ray tracing on.
Yeah.
At a very affordable 4 times your fucking processing power. All you have to do is make your game run like absolute shit, and you can be the proud owner of +5 to -5 difference in lighting.
Right. Or and just also that, like, the ray trace lighting by its nature has to be implemented like totally differently from like traditional baked in lighting. So the games all have to have both of those, which means like if you're doing ray tracing, like there's just 2 different lightings in the game. Like in the same way that like the Famicom Disk System had like new audio hardware, so like a lot of NES games have like 2 different soundtracks. And which one is better is frankly, when it comes to like the soundtracks on NES games, it's really just a matter of opinion of like which one you like more. And it becomes this weird thing where it's like there is no real soundtrack, with the real one and the fake one. You just have to pick which one you like. And I feel like it's the exact same thing with the ray tracing. It's like there's the baked in lighting, there's the ray trace lighting. They're both different. They're not that different.
Yeah,
and you just have to pick
the difference
one.
is with the soundtracks is that it doesn't matter which one you use, but with the ray tracing, it totally destroys your performance.
Right. Which to me is why I've decided ray tracing is pointless.
It's pointless.
Because
it's totally
even
pointless.
40 years from now, ray tracing is still going to be way more compute intensive than baked-in lighting. So what's to say that we're ever going to get to that imagined
going
future?
To be harder. It's always going to be right.
I don't know. Like,
and not for nothing. Video games are designed worlds,
right?
And ray tracing is the admission that, like, no, we should use an emulation of reality instead of a design,
right?
Which is like, why? For what? For what reason? I don't see why.
Because it's more real, Keith. It's more realistic, and that's the end goal of all video game. Don't you know that?
Real. Yeah. Didn't you see the new Halo announcement?
No.
Oh no.
No. What is this? Keith, I wasn't ready for this. Is this going to be really upsetting?
No, it's probably not going to be really upsetting. Okay. But you know the Blam engine.
I'm sorry?
The Halo engine? The Blam engine?
The Blam engine, you're saying.
Yeah, the engine, the Bungie's engine from Halo 1 that they used in Combat Evolved, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4, and Halo 5. The Blam engine.
Bungie's least awesome Master Chief?
Bungie's least awesome Master Chief.
I've never heard of the Blam engine.
It's sometimes just called the Halo engine, but it's called the Blam engine.
I've heard people say Halo engine.
There you go. Sometimes people call the Blam engine the Halo engine.
They're still using this engine?
Well, for Halo Infinite, so Halo 5 didn't do that great, and then they were developing the next Halo, and they decided, this is why Halo Infinite took so long to come out, because they were like, we're actually going to totally redesign the Blam engine and into something called the Slipspace engine, and it's going to make design more flexible and easier to easier to iterate on going forward.
I can certainly imagine that an engine change would help facilitate like the big change in like the game. You know, Halo Infinite also featured a big open world in a way that Halo hadn't had before, so maybe engine change was necessary for that. I don't know.
Maybe, but I mean...
Oh, here's the sword. This is the Link sword.
But are you telling me that Halo games aren't known for big open spaces? I don't exactly think...
I'm not telling you that.
I think if anything, Halo is especially designed to have big open spaces.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. You're right.
But anyway, you know, they redesigned, and since they redesigned this thing, you know, they're future-proofing Halo.
Hang on, Keith. Watch me, though. Watch me. Dad,
okay.
Are you watching?
I'm watching.
Oh. Not that part, but...
Oh, okay.
I push up on the D-pad. Oh. Okay, there's a whole thing now. She becomes Zelda dressed like Link, but also blue.
But also blue.
Also blue.
I think this is really insulting.
You're strong now,
so
like
insulting.
That guy in the green. And I can do a flip jump.
So they future-proofed Halo by taking, you know, all this extra time to develop the Slipspace engine based off of the original Halo engine.
Right, which was exactly what Halo definitely needed. Tons of extra work to be put into it for future-proofing at this moment where it almost seemed like it was on its last legs.
Well, someone somewhere has also decided that they really wanted to create an even more ironic situation by abandoning that engine for the next Halo game, and it's going to be on UE5.
No.
And also they're renaming 343 to Halo Studios.
No!
Yeah.
Dead franchise.
Dead franchise.
I thought you were when you were explaining the Halo Infinite development process, I thought you were gonna say that was the game that switched to UE5.
No, it's the next one. But it's insane. They spent all this fucking time making a whole engine, and then they were like, yeah, Microsoft has decided that it really doesn't want to pay employees anymore. So we're just developing on UE5. We're gonna make this game with a skeleton crew under a thing that can't be called 343 anymore, because I assume that they don't want, you know, it could be that 343 has a bad reputation because of having made Halo games that people like, but it could also be that they want to actually preserve the reputation that 343 had by changing the name so that this...
I don't think either of those passed the sniff test.
Well, what is the other option? Why would they change the name?
Well, first of all, I bet it was just made by a dumb executive with bad ideas, the same person who decided it should be UE5, and they probably just went like, 343, that's just numbers. No one knows what that means. They don't get that it's a Halo. Just call it Halo Studio. No one understands what 343 means. Not realizing no one fucking gives a shit what these teams are called.
Yeah. Yeah, anyone that gives a shit will know why it's called that.
Right.
It's like self-selecting for people who care.
Yeah. That's kind of why 343 was a good name.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so they released, you know, it was just like a tech, it wasn't even a demo. It was just like an example of like, look, we made some Halo maps.
Excited to show you that UE5 can look like Halo.
It can't. That's actually the the thing. It doesn't look anything like Halo.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
The environments look pretty, but it doesn't look anything like Halo looks.
Well,
And then all the Halo stuff, like they showed Master Chief, and it's like, oh, Master Chief here looks actively bad.
Ugh.
It looks like it looks like a fan total conversion mod of a different game.
See, that reminds me of Kingdom Hearts 3 did this. They moved to Unreal for Kingdom Hearts 3, which despite its name is actually like the 28th Kingdom Hearts game.
Right.
And what was interesting was they did they did sort of like a preview thing. They did the fucking thing all the developers were doing for a while, which was like, well, we're definitely not going to make this game without spending $10 billion on it, but that's too much to spend on one game, so we're actually going to have to charge people for like a demo years before we're done with the main game, because that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so they did that, and this first like preview demo thing they made on UE4, I guess, it looked horrendous. Like it really, it just looked like an Unreal game from top to bottom. Like, so, it looked like a fan made, like they made 3D models for Kingdom Hearts characters and put them in a UE4 game, like with all the default shit turned on. But then when Kingdom Hearts 3 proper actually came out, it looked fine because they had actually done all the work to like change the lighting systems from their default to like what would actually look good for Kingdom Hearts. So I guess fingers crossed it could be the same thing for Halo.
Yeah, I mean, but if I was going to put this out, I mean, it's really like a slow pan over 2 environments and then one shot of Master Chief like opening an energy sword. And it's like, just make it look good straight away. It's like, why would you put it? I mean, it might all change and it might look good, but it's like, why would you, if you're trying to get people excited, because you're trying to pitch changing to UE5 as a good thing, even when it is at best a neutral.
Right.
Obviously, what it says about the state of the Halo franchise is we would like to make games for less money because we expect to make less money on them, which is not an inspiring thing. Like this is there's no real way to be excited about this unless it's the thing that you care about is really good-looking games.
Hey, Nintendo, how's that spending spree working out for you? Oh, sorry, Microsoft, I meant. Not Nintendo. Sorry, Microsoft.
Right, yeah.
Microsoft went on the studio binge.
They went on a mini Embracer.
They went on a studio binge of a lifetime, and now they're laying off everybody, slashing the budgets of every single one of their games. Like, wow, great job, guys.
Yeah.
Way to single-handedly crater the entire game industry.
Specifically saying that they weren't going to do that.
Yeah. Just yet another in a long line of companies going like, no, trust us, we know what we're doing, and then immediately
we can buy everything forever with no consequences.
Immediately revealing themselves to have had no real plan at all and to have just been making up bullshit as they went. Yeah.
Well, and it seemed like it all made sense from the outside, where it was like, it seemed like it all made sense from the outside because they were like, we don't have a lot of internal development going on, but we have a lot of IPs and we have a lot of ideas for internal development. Oh, you hit the ceiling.
The ceiling is so close.
And so what we're going to do to solve this problem is to like buy our way out of it by like buying a bunch of studios with games that we're interested in and putting those games out as first-party games. And we have our Games Pass thing where people can subscribe to play first-party games for no extra. It all looked like it was feeding into each other in a way that made sense. And then they bought Activision Blizzard and they were like, okay, now we have to fire 4,000 people or whatever. And it's like, oh, well then what was the fucking point of all this?
Yeah, it really seemed like Microsoft correctly identified that like the game industry was moving away from like dedicated hardware platforms, like consoles and stuff, and more towards like kind of open PC style stuff. And they panicked and was like, oh God, we're not even doing first party development right now. We gotta go buy all these It doesn't even matter if we ruin all these studios and the entire industry. We'll be safe. So great.
Yeah.
Because like literally, it doesn't matter to Microsoft if they ruin all this shit. It just protects them as still the people who own half the game industry.
Yeah.
How the fuck?
Or, like, a third.
Right, sure.
Slightly under a third.
Totally
like
different.
28%.
What's going on here, huh? What's
Is that
with
a
all
pressure
this,
plate?
Huh?
It looks like you gotta use your power to hit that thing and move him over.
Can I? Oh,
Yeah, that. Yeah.
That other guy wouldn't move.
Just a reminder for everybody, Kyle's already done this puzzle.
Hey! I just tried that on this statue. Okay, so I just tried that. It just only worked on this guy. And Keith, when you're as good at this stuff as I am, you solve these puzzles so quick, you move on to new puzzles. You don't have time to remember the whole epic tale of you solving the move the thing onto the switch puzzle, okay?
That's fair.
Unionization continues across the industry.
Yeah.
Did you hear about World of Warcraft?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, wait, fuck. So I guess the whole World of Warcraft team unionized.
Wow.
Who else did? There was a few. That was just one of them.
I would like to be hearing about bigger unionization efforts.
I mean, there are. I just don't remember what they are. Wait. Oh. Hey, I thought... Hey,
I think that you should be on
wait
top
a
of it when you
second.
do that.
But no, but I just got the new ability that's like, I move with it.
It's supposed to carry you?
It's supposed to carry me. Oh,
Do you
there.
have to
Okay,
hold?
I was pushing the wrong button.
Oh. If you fell again, that'd be really funny.
I almost thought about falling into the pit just to make sure that you laughed, but... What?
Let go.
No, it wasn't a hold the button thing. I had to push the release
I mean,
button.
let go of the power, not
Yeah.
let go of the button.
Yeah, I had to push to release, which I think is counterintuitive.
Push to release?
Push to release.
Push to release?
Can you think of anything
What
so
is this,
absurd?
Bizarro World? What is this, crazy fucked up land?
Thank you.
Push to release. Yeah, stop to go.
Thank you. Oh no! Yeah.
I saw.
Fuck
Okay,
you.
okay.
Fuck you.
Full name TBD says the shot of Master Chief with the sword looked like AI when I first saw it. Yeah, it looks really bad.
Can
really
you
bad.
can you link me to
Yeah.
this in Discord so I can watch it real quick and get upset?
I think I was tweeting about this when it happened, but it's a shame because, you know, when Halos 1 and 2 came out, they really did look kind of cutting edge for the time on console. You know, Halo 2 had a lot of, like, corners cut that made sense at the time that means it didn't age particularly well.
Such as?
But that, like lighting issues, they were going to do a whole lighting thing that they had to scrap.
Huh.
And so it makes a lot of the characters look flat. Oh, can you do it?
Ah!
No, not even
Horse
close.
shit.
You could stack from down there, though, maybe.
I ain't stacking shit.
Okay. You know, that sort of cutting edge thing changed into a really identifiable art style that
Nope.
it's not like crazy to be like Halo should go back to its roots of looking amazing. But looking amazing means I think something totally different in 2024 than in 2000.
Yeah, we're
And-
long on the record about the looks of Halo games. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, two being an obvious exception, and maybe 3 also. Okay, all right. And I'm like, and 4 also looked really good. Okay, so I was gonna say, like, were they ever really known for looking
good
amazing?
is different than being fidelitous.
Like technically fidelitous.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Halos 1 and 2 were technically fidelitous
Right.
and looked good. Halos 3 and 4 and 5 and Infinite, they look good, but they're not impressively fidelitous.
I would say 4 was really impressive for the 360, but that's because it was a very late 360 game.
Yeah, maybe 4. Yeah, maybe 4.
How do I get that guy up there?
There, I got your Halo, all new Halo cinematics,
All
Unreal
right.
Engine 5 preview.
Hang on, everybody. We're taking a quick pause here. We're clicking on the thing. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Oh, fuck. What have I done? Can you guys hear this? I don't know. That was an ad. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can get this work. Keith's talk.
Hi.
Okay.
How are you?
We've got Keith. That's a browser window. Let's watch it. Here we go. This looks like Halo. I'm not gonna lie. That just looks like good Halo to me.
I don't really think
I can't. I can't.
I'm
front.
not. Again, I'm
that
not
looks like concept art. I don't know what you're talking about.
Again, my problem was not with the visuals of the environments.
Yeah, no. Sorry, when I said I don't know what you're talking about, I meant that to the trailer because I was like, that's a painting. What are you? Ah! Sorry, I was primed to hate it, but I don't really see it.
Well, hold on, we'll get there.
Oh my God, you're telling me this world can have 6 different backgrounds? You're telling me it could be day or night here?
It could be day or night or blue.
Yeah, it doesn't look so good. What the fuck was that? Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not crazy, right? That was really there.
What was really there?
There was like...
Oh, a little guy. Right, yes. This is someone has edited out all of the cinematics from a longer video of them introducing them.
Oh, I did not realize. Okay.
Instead of sending you a 6-minute long video of
I gotta say, I mean,
Halo
it's not...
Studios.
I mean, video game graphics have progressed to a level where, like, I'm not even sure they really can stun me anymore because it's just like, yeah, I've seen good video games, whatever. So I'm not saying like this is blowing me away, but I don't know. I think it looks good.
You don't think this fucking Master Chief looks like dog shit?
No.
I think it looks terrible.
I don't. What looks wrong with it?
He's chunky and plasticky.
He's always
but not
chunky.
in the way
He's Master Chief.
No, it's in a different way. But he's also like matte but shiny in a weird way. And the energy sword looks bad.
The energy sword looks bad.
And his movements look really insane.
Sure. The animation there
and the like translating Halo into something that looks more photorealistic, I think works against
no one look
what
at my
I think Halo
YouTube
looks like.
Recommendations.
You know what I mean?
Sorry, pretend I accidentally wasn't listening.
I think that making Halo environments look more photorealistic works against its art style.
Yeah, that is probably true. Hey, someone in the chat.
Like this is, you know what this looks? This just fucking looks like I know it's a different engine. It looks like Star Wars Battlefront 2 to me. Like it looks like Frostbite.
Well, people liked how that looked, right? Or, I don't know.
Yeah, but that game. Well, people sort of liked how it looked. They hated the game.
Yeah.
Like it is just kind of a bland realism.
Oh, you know what? They actually, I think we're just having a typo. They said, Sir Newt says, I think his movements look really weird too, not fluid. But he accidentally, I'll say he because it does say Sir. They accidentally spelled fluid with an O where the I goes. So I thought they were misspelling flood. And that made me remember, but the trailer did show flood stuff. That's, I mean, as the only person on Earth who likes the flood, that's exciting.
Right. I believe that the rumor is that there's going to be a remake of Halo Combat Evolved.
Hey, there's someone. Okay. Well, geez. I guess we'll have to do a whole Let's Play of it. Someone in the chat said that they had cheap viewers that we could get, but now someone else says they have best viewers. So do we want cheap viewers or best viewers? I thought we already had.
A viewer's a viewer, right? So I want the cheap.
Yeah,
viewers.
it's not. Don't want to.
Because I don't think that someone could be better. I don't mind if they're not viewing well.
Yeah,
that doesn't actually mean anything.
I've met Twitch viewers. They're not worth, overpaying.
Right? Yeah, it's not like the rest of our viewers are that good to begin with.
How do I lift this?
By the way, if you want to become the best viewer, you can go to contentburger.biz and subscribe to the Run Button Patreon.
I know what to do.
Nice.
And we already now have the viewers in the chat are now calling themselves out as either bad viewers or best viewers. We've got an okay viewer. Don't be shy. Everyone be honest about what kind of viewer you are.
Yeah, be honest. Be honest with us, but be honest with yourself. Ooh, that's fun.
I forgot about this.
That's sneaky.
I hope speedrun.net gets jar
fastest 100% pot.
Jar, yeah, pot percent where you have to play the whole game never leaving the pot. Oh, okay. I guess you can't get very far. All right, that was my pot percent run.
Full name TBD says, Keith, I saw you were charging $7,000 for a Metal Gear video on the Patreon. Yeah, you can get that as a normal subscriber to the Patreon. Some people don't want to subscribe to the Patreon, so I'm giving them the option to buy a la carte. And I thought that particular video was worth $7,000.
Yeah, they're not all going to be $7,000.
No,
just the ones that are.
In fact, one of them was only a few dozen dollars. Yeah, that's a new feature that Patreon allows. I think it's really strong. No bites yet.
Right. Seismic Talus. Speaking of Talus, the other game I'm playing is the Talos Principle.
Kavanaugh says, really, the Patreon is a steal when you consider how much the video is otherwise. Yeah, totally.
That's what we're I think that's what we're saying.
The Patreon is heavily subsidized.
Yeah. It's mostly federal viewing grants.
Yeah.
So actually, if we had better but fewer viewers, that would actually be bad for us. We would lose.
Right. We would lose our grant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get a lot from Uncle Sam right now.
Yeah. It's actually, sorry, Kyle, maybe this is a misunderstanding. It's not from the U.S. government.
It's from your Uncle Sam.
No, it's from Sub City, the local sandwich place.
Wait.
Yeah, it's a subsidy grant.
Oh, subsidy. I see what you did there. Okay, that was fun. For a second I was just like, what words are being played on here? Ah.
Robo Dendron says, I say keep it up. Some random billionaire's kid looking to dump money might give it a chance. Yeah, I think that's it. And I'm also gonna say what I always say, which is that run button is purchasable. I will let's play anything you want for the right price. It's a high price.
I think it is, though, important for maybe our own, to keep us honest, is to admit we don't have any children that watch our videos, so it would definitely have to be the billionaire, not the son of the billionaire.
Well, I don't think that child implies age here. I think it just implies son of.
Okay, but I mean that
this could be a 25-year-old child of a billionaire.
Aren't all billionaires childs of billionaires? I think that's like a distinction without a difference.
No, not all, just some.
Well, actually, yeah, you're right. Most billionaires aren't the children of billionaires because they didn't have enough billionaires back then.
Yeah, most billionaires are the children of millionaires.
Yeah,
like Musk and Trump, both. The billionaire children of mere millionaires. Can you believe it?
I know, incredible. The American dream.
Yeah. Oh no, you broke it.
Sir Newt says, if I were a Bitcoin billionaire, I would totally waste my money on a whim because it'd be mildly funny. Well, you could try that.
Yeah, try that.
I'm not sure a Bitcoin billionaire is a real thing that exists anymore.
Well, I think it would, maybe instead of saying it's people who have $1 billion in Bitcoin, it's people who made $1 billion from Bitcoin and are now out of the game.
Yeah.
And wasting your money on a whim is exactly what billionaires should be doing. It's crazy that more of them don't do it.
I wonder if like 20 or 30 years from now, if there will actually be an appreciable number of like rich people who made their money on crypto scams. Because everything I hear is that like these people are all just idiotic gambling addicts. And so even when they do make money, they like lose it immediately in a just as stupid gamble that doesn't pay off.
That makes sense. But yeah, $7,000 is functionally $0 when you have even a single billion.
So if you think about it, then video is kind of free, actually.
The video's kind of free.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Stream together. What's streaming together? That's different from
stream
raids.
Together.
Stream together.
Stream together.
Stream
Why
together.
Are you saying
strong. Because it's a thing that's on like the creator dashboard thing on Twitch.
Oh, is it like a dual like we could both stream?
Streaming
Halo?
Is better together. Collaborate with other streamers who are live or bring guests on stream from chat to create more fun, engaging content together. Dropping in makes spontaneous collaboration easy. Bring more life to your stream. Easy to use for you and your guests. You won't be banned for guest behavior. Great. Oh, thank God. We wouldn't want people. It's just like cops. We don't want them hesitating, right? We don't want them to think twice about who they let on their stream.
Right.
Oh, so wow, we just got a fourth triangle. It's that fast.
Wow.
And doesn't it just sound?
Easy,
it doesn't just sound wrong when I say it like that. Fourth triangle. That makes no sense. Another nice little melody. With one more thing.
One more thing.
There are crystals that show up when we fix rifts. They're neat, so I'll give them to you, Zelda.
Is that how you think this thing talks?
No, I think it talks like this.
Here, I have 5 unusual crystals for you.
I gotta...
Put that in your pipe and smoke
I'm
it.
all finished up here, so we can head out now if you're ready. I think we can leave from that spot.
This thing's gonna ask you to bum a ciggy.
Hey, can I bum a smoke? You got a death stick in there you can lend to me.
Hey, you want to buy a death stick?
Weird that no real life product has ever wanted to market themselves as death sticks.
I think that we're there culturally. I
You
think
know
that
what?
absolutely
Honestly.
people would buy a death stick.
Well, they are selling liquid death, so we're almost there.
Yeah. But weirdly, I think actually liquid death is just water.
What?
Yeah, I think it's just water.
But the can appears to be some kind of alcoholic beverage for adults.
Yeah, and it's death metal themed, like for psychos.
What? But you're telling me inside of it is just life-giving H2O?
Can I tell you that I think that
That seems to
the
completely
popularity,
contradict its name.
the popularity of liquid death is, I think, it says something negative about culture to me in and of itself.
Certainly,
Like,
yeah.
if I didn't know anything else about America, but I found out that people drank liquid death water instead of normal water, I would be like, oh, something deeply sick is wrong with that society. Not because it's spooky or, like sort of looks like a death metal album cover.
Why do you need death-themed life?
But because it's so obviously stupid branding gimmick bullshit that I can't believe that anyone would spend more money to drink it than other water.
Right. Of course, they're part of their thing. They claim that it's more environmentally friendly to sell water in an aluminum can because it can be recycled, but there's already that company.
Get a reusable bottled water.
Well, Keith, we can't wait around all day for the scientists to invent reusable water bottles.
Sorry, I'm being stupid again.
Thank you. I was going to say, there's already that water company that sells water in paper cartons, so I think we could already see that as probably better.
Right.
Also, like, smelting metal isn't the most environmentally friendly thing imaginable.
Sure.
I think liquid death has a limited lifespan sort of inbuilt because its existence is a joke and a joke can't stay funny forever. I think I forget it, like, where the fuck I heard this from, but I think it was like the people that make liquid death saying, like, their idea was like, like, so many waters out there, like, all their branding is like very, like, I don't know, it's like very yoga instructor or something, right? Where it's like it's all trying to get you to, like, tap into your inner peace and the mother nature that lives inside all of us. And it's like, maybe some people don't like that vibe and they just want a dumb shit with skulls on it. And, like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but this happens with a lot of cultural stuff where it's like you take something that you don't like in culture and then you invert it 180 degrees so that it's just the exact same problem but from the other direction.
Right.
And it's like, just make a thing that just says water on it then. Like, just say it's water, say where the water's from, say the fucking the
people
the
are
parts
already
per
doing
million
that.
and the what's that?
People are already doing that, Keith. We gotta pretend. We gotta pretend like there's a gap in the market.
This is something I want to be. Hen Arcade and Robodendron say basically the same thing. My friends who do not drink alcohol anymore say they like it because it helps in social situations where others are drinking and they can't. Robodendron says, yeah, the Liquid Death drinkers I know have it as their sober party drink.
Oh.
But this is something that Liquid Death has marketed their thing as. This is like an intentional thing on their end. But like, everyone knows what Liquid Death is, so it only works. It only works if no one knows what it is, and everyone knows what it is.
Right.
And other cans exist. Like, just drink a Diet Coke or something. Like it's not.
Hey, Diet Coke slaps.
People drink water at parties. It's not like you can just have a glass of water or have a red Solo cup of water.
You know, maybe it comes from this sort of like gnawing anxiety that like you're being a buzzkill by walking around with a water, and so if you feel like you're incognito, it's like, oh, nobody feels like I'm bringing down the vibe.
But if you have an opaque red cup of water, no one's gonna know anything.
No.
Or if you're drinking a soda, no one's gonna be like, this guy's drinking a soda because he's an alcoholic.
You know, in a world where our entire economy seems to have become joke based, you know, I'm not surprised that this exists. And like I said, it has a shelf life built in. There's no way it will last more than 5 years.
It's been years already.
Only a couple.
Yeah, maybe.
5 more years tops. That shit won't exist by 2030.
It's
now.
really expensive too. It's like not.
I've never really looked at the price. I think I've bought it a couple times, but it was for the novelty, so I did not really like eye the price tag that closely. I assume aluminum cans are more expensive than plastic bottles.
Let's see.
I think whatever. They also I think this water imported from somewhere, because that would already, you know, put some holes in their environmentally friendly
Alps
thing. Yeah, oh god. We don't need to import water, people.
Yeah, go to Poland Springs.
Guys, they already, like Poland Springs is proof that they already engineer the taste of all the bottled water. So don't bother shipping the heaviest thing.
It's really heavy. Oh
Water
yeah, it is like anything
so
that you
heavy.
gain. Anything that you gain offsetting by being in aluminum, you lose and then some by shipping it from Europe to America.
Totally. And the reason I say Poland Spring is proof that that they can just manipulate the taste of water the same way Marjorie Taylor Greene is convinced that Democrats can manipulate hurricanes and weather.
What is this about manipulating Poland Spring water? What are you talking about?
Well, it's that Poland Spring is a spring in Maine, but if you read their bottle, they have like 8 different springs they get water for. And yet every single drop of Poland Spring tastes exactly the same. So obviously they are like engineering the mineral content of this water for a specific taste. And it is the best taste. You should drink Poland Spring if it's available to you, because
Poland Spring is good.
It's good.
It's good.
This is the guy that made Link's sword.
They actually no longer use the original Poland Spring source at all.
Wow. You're telling me that they're just trying to remember how it tastes?
So they do use a nearby main spring called Cold Spring. They use another nearby spring called Clear Spring. Another nearby spring called Ellis Spring. Spruce Spring, also in Maine. Bella Luna Spring, also in Maine. Garden Spring, also in Maine. Evergreen Spring. So these are all Maine. So I would not be surprised.
Who am I to talk? I'm shipping all my bottled water from Maine.
All of these,
if it were
all of their
still part of
springs are in Maine.
Massachusetts, I could pretend that it's within state.
Yeah, there are. You can go to a spring in Massachusetts if you want.
Well, I just mean if Maine was still part of Massachusetts.
Anyway,
even
so
they
I'll
were
say
shipping
this.
it down from Poland, Maine, I could still pretend like, oh, it's from Massachusetts.
They might be doing something to their water to correct for differences in taste.
They definitely. I mean, that's the thing is all
but they
the
might just
bottled
be
waters do
all of
this.
these springs are from Maine. They're probably tapping into the same aquifer It's probably literally the same water, regardless of what spring it's from.
That could be true, but I mean, like, you know, also like Dasani. No water on Earth tastes like Dasani.
Oh well, Dasani is not spring water. Dasani is filtered tap water.
Well, yeah.
So they're obviously putting whatever they want into it. It's probably distilled water or maybe reverse osmosis, but I think it's distilled water that then they put a mineral mix into.
Yeah, I'm sure you've heard that story about how, like, they don't have bottled water in Britain because Dasani tried and it was just, like, rejected.
Yeah.
They just didn't try again.
Well, they have bottled water. It's just spring water. They just have actual spring water instead of yeah.
Yeah. Though I feel like you'll hear British people say, like, and then we found out it was just tap water, and that was insane. Who would ever buy bottled tap water? But it's like,
it is insane.
Yeah, but isn't that just like, aren't you just halfway to realizing there's also not a huge reason to buy bottled spring water either?
Well, spring water is full of minerals.
Yet they can put minerals in anything.
Yeah, but then you can just do it yourself. If I want minerally water, I'll just put minerals into my own tap water. Thank you. Sternude says Maine is just Massachusetts' distant child, Massachusetts Junior. That's true. Most of that was Massachusetts for a while.
Yeah, Maine used to be Massachusetts, and then it was made into its own state so that they could add... so that they could maintain the equilibrium of slave states and non-slave states. They could maintain it.
That's why it was called Maine.
They were
adding, to maintain.
What state was added at the same time as Maine? I don't remember.
West Virginia?
That can't be true. That's one of the originals, isn't it?
Well, Virginia was the original. West Virginia.
Right.
That's why it was my guess, was because they had to split it off.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Let's see. I'll search for it.
This was like they wanted to add a state to the Union, but it's going to have slavery, and people didn't want to have there be like one more slave state than non-slave states, so they split Maine off into its own state where slavery would not be legal.
God, using the internet is so impossible now. States in order.
What do you mean
of
now?
Statehood.
What do you mean now?
Googling stuff is bad.
Yeah, I keep hearing that. You're not.
Okay,
you're not
so
duck going.
It was either. Oh, let's see. It was either Alabama or Missouri. Because those are the ones that came one before and one after Maine.
Gotcha.
Hi.
Okay, so this is probably a good stopping point for this game as we've finished a dungeon. We could dip into Link's Awakening. If you wanna
West
take a look
Virginia
at
was
it.
after the Civil War started. Huh. West Virginia split off from Virginia to stay in the Union.
Ah.
Wow.
There's no telling what interesting nuggets you'll find in history.
Here and run button.
Oh. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, it's us.
Yeah.
It's us.
It's us. It's not history. It's us.
It's not history. It's us.
Don't read history books. Just come to us and ask us questions.
No, we'll filter out the
Google
chaff.
it. Yeah.
Oh my God! In history, it's loads of chaff.
I don't know.
Loads of chaff.
I don't know about that.
I mean, most of it doesn't even make it into the books. It's all history. It's percentage-wise, it's like 99.9999% chaff.
But wouldn't you say that's really actually vital history that's been tragically lost?
Okay, when was the last time you went to the grocery store?
A few days ago.
Chaff! History, chaff!
What? But
Yeah,
I
that's
bought some
chaff.
good stuff in there.
Chaff! That's chaff.
And it was
Historically, it's chaff.
it was Trader Joe's, so I got to like go in there and be like
put it in a book then.
wow, they're really doing something here, guys. Trader Joe's, you know.
Are you sure they're
you-
doing something there?
You want to hate it, but it's
And I
pretty
do.
good actually.
No, I hate it.
Well, you're wrong. They have a lot of delicious products for decent prices.
Oh yeah, I love
But
products.
the most fun thing about Trader Joe's to me is that, you know, a lot of the supermarkets around here, they're smaller than you want them to be because space is more limited in the city. But
big city.
But because of the realities of the American grocery store market, they still need to have 12 brands of plain pasta sauce and then 12 brands of meat pasta sauce. And then Trader Joe's, by simply not having any other brand names on the products, they get to just, like, their pasta section.
They just have to have pasta.
Yeah, their sauce section is like a 30th the size of another supermarket's pasta section, and they have the exact same products available, if not more.
Right. Is there really not a sizable grocery store near you? That's so weird.
I mean, like, I would say yes, there is a sizable market basket, but it's on the other side of the pizza wedge from where I am, so it takes me like 20 minutes to get there, even though it's like...
Oh, the famous Bostonian pizza wedge. That's where the original Pizzeria Regina's from. They're at the tip of the pizza slice.
Could be.
America's pizza
You ever think about how Canada's got Boston pizza and Boston's got Pizzeria Regina?
And hey, and Rhode Island has New York System.
New York System?
It's not pizza, but it's hot dogs.
Okay. Yeah, you gotta get the good New York hot dogs. Don't want any of those disgusting Rhode Island hot dogs. No. They haven't been sitting out in a cart. They gotta sit in the water in the cart to really be good.
Sir says Canada has Boston pizza. Should we apologize? I feel like we should apologize.
Yeah.
Are you apologizing as a Canadian for inventing a thing called Boston pizza, or as a Bostonian for giving Canada Boston pizza?
I am constantly thinking that Canada should apologize for this.
No, it's Canada that should apologize.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. No, Sir Newt is saying as a Bostonian, should we apologize to Canada for giving them the idea to have Boston pizza?
Oh, no.
No, it's them. They did a bad job.
No. See, unfortunately, there's just a city called Boston in Canada. Which...
Is that what they mean when they say Boston pizza?
Could I also tell you, Boston Market, also from the Canadian Boston. That's why there's not that many Boston markets in Boston, Massachusetts.
There's a bunch of Boston markets in Boston,
Not
Massachusetts.
that many. Not as many as you'd think if it was from there. I actually don't think there's that many. I don't have my childhood Boston Market has closed. So I am Boston Marketless.
Oh. Wow, yeah, there's one in Brockton and one in Worcester. There's none in Boston. But there was more. So I think that there's just fewer than there used to be.
There's definitely fewer. I don't know how they're doing in Canada, but in Massachusetts, I think Boston Market has been on the downtrend for a bit. Just maybe unfair. I remember their fare being...
Soft Round says, I think it's just called Boston Pizza. It's from Edmonton, which is not Boston. So there you go. It's from Edmonton.
But why would they name it that?
Clout? To steal clout from America?
I mean, listen, I love Boston, but obviously if you're going to steal pizza clout from an East Coast American city, you pick New York.
Yeah, but maybe as a Canadian, you'd know enough to be like, you could just fucking call anything New York pizza. If it says Boston pizza, it's got to be for
there's
a good
probably
fucking reason.
already a Canadian chain called New York Pizza, so they had to settle for Boston. Then what about Boston Market? I thought that was also from Canada. Are we sure there's not a Boston in Canada? What's going on here?
I don't think they're saying there's no Boston in Canada, just that Boston pizza isn't from Boston, Canada. So why would it be called that? And unlike Boston, Canada, people actually care about Boston, Massachusetts.
Boston Market Corporation, known as Boston Chicken
it's
until
from
1995, is an American fast casual restaurant.
Wow, you're learning you're giving a bunch of lies today.
Where
you're
the
doing so many
hell-
lies today.
Where the hell did I get this wrong information about Boston Market?
I have a guess. You're always watching bullshit YouTube videos.
No.
You're just watching horse shit, low information video essay garbage.
Dude.
That's where you got it from. You got it from a live
I'm sorry.
video.
I should really be rewatching season 18 of Brooklyn Nine-Nine for the 10th time.
Why would you do that?
Because that's what you do, and I assume since you're complaining about me, that should be what I should be doing. It's just rewatching Bob's Burgers and Brooklyn Nine-Nine on an endless loop, so that it drowns out the voices screaming in the back of my head.
This is what Isaac does. This is not what I do.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine is your
I'm not
show.
a rewatcher.
Don't lie.
This is not true. I haven't watched that show since it was on the air.
But anyways, I'm not gonna bother to argue about you claiming that I'm watching bad, dumb YouTube videos full of misinformation, but I think suffice it to say, that's a fucking asinine thing to say, you stupid douchebag.
I don't know why you're getting so upset over this.
Because I know that you mean it. I can tell when you say something like it's a joke, but you really mean it, and I could tell that you really meant it. So go fuck yourself.
Hey, you gotta learn somewhere that all of America's food is from Canada.
That's why it's called Pizzeria Regina.
Burger King is from King Canada.
No, it's from Burger Canada.
They're the kings of burger. Not the burgers from King.
It's from Burger Quebec. It's actually pronounced Bergère. Bougère.
This is what my dad would say.
Oh, you're saying the thing I just said is some dumb bullshit your dad would say?
Yep.
That's even meaner than the thing you just said before about the YouTube videos I watch.
But it's true.
That's the cruelest thing you've ever said.
He would say Bergère King, and he would say Target. He would do all of that.
Right, sure. Yeah. Burger King. Did he have one from McDonald's?
You say Mickey D's.
That makes it sound lower class than even McDonald's, I think.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah, your family...
I think it emphasizes its Irish origins.
Oh yeah, McDonald's, another chain not from America, from
they're
from
Ireland,
the great
Canadian
of
province of Ireland.
No, Keith, Northern Ireland is part of Canada. Please, you're going to offend people.
Oh, sorry.
Just stop talking so I can pull the chest out of the ground. Meh.
You got so much nectar. 11, to be precise.
What is it about you that makes you so quick to assume that my opinions are bad? Why do you always, when I say something like, oh, you should watch this, it's good, you're always like, yeah, I fucking doubt it. Why do you never give me the benefit of the doubt of oh, if Kyle likes it, it must be good because Kyle's pretty smart and likes good things sometimes?
Well, you learned all this fake stuff about restaurants being from Canada.
God, but I didn't... Dude, I literally said I have no idea where I heard this shit from, and you piped in to be like, oh, it must be those terrible YouTube videos you watch.
That's what it is,
What the fuck are you talking about? Why would I watch
I'm hearing that
bad
they're full
YouTube
of lies.
videos?
They're saying Ground Round is from Ground Canada. The 99 is from the 99 provinces of Canada.
I heard some quote. I read a quote from somebody in like the 20s or something, and they talked about Ground Round and made them sound like they was just using a euphemism for hamburger. And I'm thinking, does that mean the restaurant chain, they didn't even make up that rhyme? They were just taking it from slang?
Ground Round, yeah, that's not even slang. Round is a kind of beef.
What?
So it would be, yeah.
It's not because a hamburger is round?
No, it's from
What?
beef round.
What's beef
Beef
round?
round is a cut of beef.
What is it?
It's a cut of beef.
Probably not.
It's a round. It's a.
Wait.
It's a.
Okay, don't say that like that.
Sorry, instead of watching fucking garbage YouTube videos all day, I learned about beef cuts. I want to apologize for it.
Apparently not that much, because you can't tell me what the cut is, just that it exists.
It's from the fucking it's from the chuck, I think.
Which is what?
No, it's from the butt. The round is the whole butt. It's like it's the whole butt is called the round. And it's called the round because it's a round, big round butt.
Could I say? I don't hear about them all that often. If they're still around, I'm guessing Ground Round might be struggling a bit. And I'd
Ground
say
Round's done. Ground Round is gone for years.
Well, and you know why? Because they didn't have the boldness to rename their restaurant The Whole Butt, which I think would have really, really put some fire under there. Got people back in those seats, eating that whole butt.
Have you never seen like Top Round at the grocery store?
No.
Oh. Yeah, I can't explain why you haven't seen that.
I don't buy beef cuts. I buy ground beef or nothing. And that's the hill I'm dying on. I will never buy a beef cut.
But it will still say something like ground chuck or ground top round or something like that.
I've heard of chuck.
Yeah.
As far as
the
I
chuck
know,
is the other end.
You're making
the
up.
chuck is the chuck is the round of the shoulder.
Keith, look what I just found.
Oh, you found rock potatoes.
Rock potatoes. Gross. All right, listen, the point is Zelda Echoes of Wisdom is a pretty fun game. The end.
The end.
We can be done, or we could look at Link's Awakening or Dredge, which I've never played.
We should be done. I want to go have lunch.
Okay, we
lunch.
should both have lunch. Thanks for watching our game stream, everybody. And thanks, I guess, to anyone who put it on the background and like kind of listened to it a little bit and didn't look at it.
Thanks the most to anyone who went to contentburger.biz and subscribes to the Patreon. If you do that, you can watch however you want.
Should we add a
no
tier?
Judgment.
Should we add a tier to the Patreon that is the watch however you want tier, and it says like we won't judge you for not paying that close attention to videos.
All judgments exclude this tier.
Right.
Any moral or value judgments do not apply to you.
Only our best patrons.
How much would you pay for that?
This level.
How much would you pay to be excluded from our ire?
I mean, if that one Metal Gear video was $7,000, I bet, what, 9,000-10,000 per video is probably what we could expect.
Yeah, something like that. Anarch says, how much are we judged without it? Harshly.
Harshly.
Extremely harshly.
Surely you've noticed how much derision we shower upon our viewers.
Yeah.
And if you're not, you're getting it right now, motherfucker.
Hubbub Puff says, I would pay more for ire. Yeah, we'll have one higher tier than the no ire. That's an extra ire.
Yeah, ire's higher for sure.
Yeah, ire's higher. It's in the name.
It's in the name.
Rhododendron says, yeah, you guys freaking hate me. Yeah, shut the fuck up, Rhododendron. Shut up.
But just simply by responding to what we're talking about, outing themselves as someone who's paying more than half attention. So clearly, you're not one of the worst ones.
No. What is this? What are you showing me here?
This is the intro.
Is this
to
one of
Link's
your bullshit
Awakening.
YouTube videos?
Yeah, it's one of my bullshit YouTube videos. This is somebody who loves Zelda games, and they're here to tell you about a remake of a Game Boy Zelda. It's Link's Awakening.
Oh my god, I'm just some random girl on the beach and I found this boy.
Link just really looks not in a good way right there. Hey. Hey. Hey.
Hey.
Hey, get up. Oh, it's good.
Oh, there's a Yoshi egg up there.
Yeah, big purple Yoshi comes out of that thing.
Look at that. Look at that big Yoshi egg.
The best Zelda title screen music. The Game Boy version and this one.
Yep.
It's good.
I love Link's Awakening. I used to play this on the bus on the way to school on my Game Boy Color. Link's Awakening DX.
Would have been what you really should have done was played it at the bus stop and then not gotten on the bus and then just kept playing it.
One time I was playing
you did
Pokemon
kind of do
on the
that.
bus.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, you remember the
Yeah,
story?
I remember this.
For people who don't remember this story, I've told it a few times, but I believe I was playing Pokemon on the bus, and we got to the school. Everyone but me disembarked. I was absorbed in the game, and I was driven all the way to the bus depot before I realized that I was not...
Technically, the bus driver is supposed to clear the bus before they go back to the depot, so that is not on you, sir.
Yeah.
You were a small child, though I will say,
a small child.
I always remember the story as this being on your way home. It's so much funnier to think an entire busload of children all stood up at once.
Yep. Yep. This was absolutely on the way to school. Yeah. Yes. I missed the first hour of school because of this.
That's really funny.
I should say, actually, I was so young that it wasn't a Game Boy Color. It was a Game Boy Pocket. So it wouldn't have been Link's Awakening DX. It could have been Looney Tunes, or it could have been Pokemon.
Well, it could have just been the original Link's Awakening.
I don't know if I ever had the original Link's Awakening.
It was Pokemon. It's got to be Pokemon.
Yeah.
What else would it be?
Looney Tunes.
Yeah?
Played a lot of... But I think it was Pokemon. But it could have been Looney Tunes.
You're saying this Looney Tunes Game Boy game. That's one of the good ones.
It's definitely one that I liked as a kid. I would not exactly call it one of the good ones.
It's got to be great. Because I trust your taste and judgment, no matter how young you were.
Look, I don't know why you need me to like these videos so much.
It's not that I need you to like them. I just need you to not default to assuming that they're bad. You don't even know what they are. Like you literally
just talk. You're not
talking about specific videos. You're just talking about the concept of me watching YouTube videos. You're just imagining me watching a YouTube video and being like, yeah, that idiot would watch some dumb shit.
I don't have to imagine it. We have the same YouTube account. I can see what you're watching.
Yeah, but you don't watch it, so you wouldn't know. You're just seeing the thumbnails and assuming they're bad.
Okay, sorry that I'm not more into this Dino Megazord is how much Flame Toys Power Ranger review.
Listen. That all the toy stuff, I didn't mean for that to happen, okay?
You didn't mean to watch this Transformer girl got the dumpy sweat emoji, Bingo Toys Wind Girl review.
No. That one I did have to watch actually. No, of course, you know how these things go. It was like, I fucking bought a Transformer because I'm sick. And then like I was having trouble transforming it. So I looked for a video that showed me how to transform it. And then it kept recommending me more Transformer toy videos.
Right.
And I look at one or two and I'm like, these people have information about Transformers, but they don't have an entertaining personality. And then I encountered the guy who made the video called, like, This Transformers Girl Got the Dumpy. And then I was entertained by those videos. And then I was like, well, I guess I'll just watch this guy talk about any toy, even if it's got the dumpy. I'm not necessarily uninterested in Wind Girl.
For people who don't know the lore, the deep run button lore of this, the disagreement we were actually having is that I refuse to watch YouTube video essays. That's the thing that Kyle's actually sensitive about, that I have been mean about.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't even really watch that many of those anymore. But definitely, yeah, or it wasn't even that. It was like, I think this video format's really good. We should think about doing something like this on Run Button. And you were just like hard out without even considering what it would be like. You were just like, no, that's a really stupid idea. Writing something and then saying it at a camera? What? That's garbage. That couldn't possibly be good.
I just don't like video essays.
That's fine. I don't like Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I also don't like Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
What?
I don't know why you think I'm obsessed with Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Ow! Okay. Sorry, guys. Keith is certifiably insane. You used to talk about how much you love that show all the time, and you'd be like, listen, I know it's about cops, but it's really funny. There's so many jokes.
It is funny.
It's not funny.
It is funny.
It's not.
But I mean, I think that you're transposing a 6-year ago opinion about some TV show that I would watch sometimes onto this is my favorite TV show of all time, which is absolutely not true.
I mean, you sang its praises a lot, and half the time I go to your house, it's on the TV, and I hear it saying it's Isaac. I guess it's fine.
It is Isaac.
But what am I left to
Because if you're coming to
assume?
my house, I'm not watching TV. I'm getting ready to record.
Right, but what am I left to assume? Keith sings the praises of Brooklyn Nine-Nine a whole bunch, and then I keep seeing them watch it all the time.
I understand. I understand the confusion, but I'll say that
why are we still doing this?
I don't know. The twist on this is actually that it's because I wasn't watching the TV that it had Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So it's what exactly led to your confusion makes total sense.
Well, it's just that it's usually Bob's Burgers.
Yeah,
and I understand.
which I do like.
Which you do like, and because it's a pretty good show. But I already understood that's Isaac's thing.
Yeah.
So I thought Brooklyn Nine-Nine was your thing. Like when I come over and Brooklyn Nine-Nine is on, that's because you did that.
I've had a long-standing I refuse to rewatch stuff rule in the house because of how Isaac will just continually rewatch the same shows over and over and over. And I'm like, I cannot waste my life rewatching things. It's been, multiple years of this.
Oh, see, I thought you just went along with this. I thought you were just constantly rewatching stuff all day.
Nope. I hate it. I can't stand it.
Wow. Well, I think Keith and I have come to a new plane of understanding in our relationship.
Yeah.
Once we were at the start of the stream, we were strangers, but now we are the best of compatriots.
Yeah.
Not because we like each other, but just because we have a better understanding of each other.
Right.
Okay,
in
bye.
A way,
oh, sorry. What?
In a way, we're brothers, but not in the literal way, because actually we're cousins.
Yeah.
Which is like the brother of brothers.
It's so appropriate because we're literal cousins, but also spiritual cousins.
Right. I get the brother of brother.
Yeah. Like, we're not just related in that way, but we are related in that way.
Right. I think it's sad that he crashes his boat.
That is really sad. Yeah.
Is this what happens during Wind Waker? Does Link's Awakening take place during Wind Waker?
No. No, there's no boat crashing in Wind Waker because you're a good sailor.
No.
I mean, there's definitely got to be.
This is a version of Link that's a bad sailor.
It's a whole game full of boats. There's got to be some boat crashing in there. Yeah, I mean, this guy looks totally different. This guy is.
Sir says, is it even his boat? He could have stolen it. I actually think he did steal it, and he should be arrested. Guard sees him.
I've heard tell that if you play Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages back to back, and you connect them and whatever, and you do the whole 2 games, at the end of whichever game you play second, Link sets.
Wait, that's not Zelda.
No,
I thought that was Zelda.
Zelda's not in Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest part about it being called Zelda.
There was just a girl, and I was like, that's got to be Zelda. But then I noticed she's got round ears like some sort of freak.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Okay, bye. Go to contentburger.biz, why don't you?
I forget what I was saying, but yeah, bye.
Bye.